If you are moving to Las Vegas and you're using Zillow to pick your neighborhood, I need you to stop. Just go ahead and just stop right there, because Zillow will show you beautiful homes, a beautiful house, and a 3-star school rating and a price that looks incredible. And it will tell you absolutely nothing about what it actually feels to live on that street. I've been in the city for over 20 years. I've walked these neighborhoods, sold homes in them, and I had real conversation with real, actual people who either love where they landed or deeply regret it. Today, I am gonna go ahead and give you the neighborhood breakdown. Nobody else will give you the best areas, the ones to think twice about, and everything in between. And I'm going to tell you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Let's go. I'm Chriscashjalem, your go-to Las Vegas realtor, content creator, and I specialize specifically in helping people relocate to this beautiful city from out of state. California, Pacific Northwest, Texas, East Coast. I've helped families come from all of them. I'm not going to waste your time with a long bio. What I will tell you this though, I know these streets from actually living and working here for 2 decades. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly which Las Vegas neighborhoods match your lifestyle, your budget, and your long-term goals. And you're going to know which ones to avoid and why. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before I get into the specific neighborhoods, I need you to give you context, because Las Vegas doesn't work like most cities you lived in. In most cities, you got the downtown core, you got a few suburbs radiating outward, and the vibe kind of transitions gradually. You know what you're getting. Las Vegas is different. This is a valley city. We are geographically contained by mountains on all sides, which means development happened in clusters, planned master communities, pockets of older housing, brand new subdivisions, and sometimes all within 2 or 3 miles of each other. The difference between a great neighborhood and a struggling one here can literally be 4 or 5 streets. That means the stakes of choosing right are higher here than almost anywhere else. And it means you genuinely cannot do this from a laptop in another state without someone on the ground helping you read the map. That's it. Let's start with the most talked about area in Las Vegas real estate, Summerlin. Summerlin is a master plan community in the west side of the valley, developed by Howard's Hughes Corporation, and it shows. This is a city within a city, over 300 parks, miles of trails that back up into the Red Rock Canyon, some of the best schools in Clark County. We got shopping, dining, community events. It is all here. If you are coming from a suburb of Los Angeles or the Bay Area or the Pacific Northwest and you want to maintain that quality of life, but in Nevada, Summerlin is almost always the first conversation that we have. Now, here's the honest part. Summerlin is not cheap. Entry points for a solid single-family home starts around the mid-400s to the 500s, and it goes well north of $1 million in some of the guard-gated communities. You're paying for the brand, the infrastructure, the lifestyle, and most people who buy here feel it's worth every dollar. Who is it perfect for? Families relocating from California who want top-tier schools and community feel. Remote workers who want resort quality lifestyle without the strip energy. Move-up buyers who want long-term appreciation in a proven market. The one watch out though, traffic getting in and out of Summerlin on the 215 during peak hours is real. If you're commuting east toward the strip corridor or downtown daily, factor that commute in before you fall in love with a listing. Now let's talk about my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood and I will be upfront about it, but I'm also going to be objective because not every area is right for every person. Southwest Las Vegas sits in the southern part of the valley, roughly bounded by the 215 to the south, Durango to the west, and Rainbow to the east. It includes communities like Huntington Cove, Rhodes Ranch, Skyline Ridge, Mountain's Edge, and several other established subdivisions with good bones and strong neighborhood identity. Here's what makes Southwest special right now. It's the value play in a market where value is getting harder to find. You get newer construction, solid community feel. Reasonable commute access to both the Strip corridor and Henderson, and price points that are still meaningfully below Summerlin for comparable square footage. I had a family relocate here from Fresno about a year ago, 2 kids, a remote work situation, budget around $500K. They looked at a Summerlin home first, fell in love with it, quickly realized they were getting priced out of the floor plan that they needed. We shifted the conversation to Southwest, found them a 4-bedroom with a pool-ready backyard in a quiet cul-de-sac, and they were under contract in 2 weeks. 6 months later, they told me their neighbors had become some of the closest friends they had. Their kids were thriving. They were hiking on the weekends. That is Southwest Las Vegas done right. Who's it perfect for? Families who want community without the Summerlin price premium. California transplant, looking for the best dollar for dollar value on the west side. Buyers who want established neighborhoods with real character. Henderson is its own city. A lot of people don't realize that. It's not technically Las Vegas. It sits in the southeast of the valley, and it has consistently ranked as one of the safest cities in America. That is not a marketing line. That is data year after year. Green Valley and McDonald Ranch within Henderson are particularly strong. Mature landscaping, great schools, a suburban feel that's generally walkable in pockets, and a community identity that's distinct from the rest of the valley. Henderson also tends to attract a slightly older demographic, established professionals, retirees, long-term residents. If you are a family or a remote worker who wants quiet, safety, and a slower pace, Henderson delivers that consistently. The trade-off, if you're working anywhere near the Strip or West Side, your commute can be real depending on the time of day, and Henderson is not where you go for the newest construction. Most of what you're finding here is resale. Price point comparable to Summerlin in many pockets. Green Valley and McDonald Ranch especially are not cheap, but they hold value exceptionally well. All right, now we start getting into the nuanced conversation. And this is where I need you to really pay attention, because North Las Vegas is a tale of 2 cities depending on exactly where you land. Parts of North Las Vegas are genuinely strong right now. There's significant new construction happening up near Centennial Hills and Aliante. Master plan communities with good schools, Newark infrastructure, and price points that are some of the most accessible in the valley for new construction right now. I've placed investors and first-time buyers in this area who have done very well. The appreciation has been real. The community is growing, but, and this is a significant but, North Las Vegas also has older, more distressed pockets that are not investment grade and are not where you want to plant your family if you don't know the area. The variance within North Las Vegas is higher than anywhere else in the valley. The rule: in North Las Vegas, the specific street matters more than the zip code. You cannot buy here remotely without someone who knows the micro neighborhoods walking you right through it. Who is it going to work for? Investors looking for cash flow and appreciation upside. First-time buyers who want new construction and accessibility price points. People who understand they're buying in a growth corridor and are patient enough to let it play out. I'm going to be careful here because I don't want to paint the entire zip code with a broad brushstroke. That is not fair and it's not accurate. But I do need to be honest and have an honest conversation about certain corridors that I would not recommend my relocation clients, especially families coming from out of state. The older areas along East Charleston, East Sahara, and parts of the east side of the valley. Generally, these are areas with aging housing stock, a higher crime rate in certain pockets, and limited appreciation upside in the near future. There are exceptions though. There are pockets of revitalization happening, but as a baseline, if someone calls me and says, I found a great deal on the east side, my first question is always, what street? Exactly. Similarly, parts of downtown Las Vegas are in a genuine transition. There's a revitalization narrative around the Arts District and Fremont East, and some of that is real and interesting, particularly for investors and younger buyers who want urban proximity. But downtown Las Vegas is still early in that revitalization story. You're buying a thesis, not a finished product. For families with kids looking for stability, is it the right call right now? I don't think so. The honest summary. In Las Vegas, deals that look too good almost always have a reason attached to them. My job is to help you understand what those reasons are before you are actually committed to it. All right, so you've heard the breakdown, but here's the thing. The best neighborhood isn't objectively the best neighborhood. It's the best neighborhood for you, and that's a different question. Let me give you the framework I use with every relocation client before we ever pull up on a single listing. Question 1, where are you working? If you're remote, full flexibility, we can optimize for that lifestyle. If you're commuting to a specific employer, we work backward from that location and find the best neighborhoods within a reasonable drive. Question 2, what does your weekend look like? Do you want to be near trails and outdoor space? Summerlin and the southwest side are your answer. Do you want walkability and that urban energy? Maybe the arts district or closer to downtown? Or are you a stay-home type who wants a great backyard, quiet streets? Henderson and Southwest both deliver. Question number 3, what's your 5-year plan? Are you planning routes or treating this as a 2 to 3 year play? That changes the calculus significantly, especially on new construction versus resale, and which appreciation corridors make the most sense. Question number 4, what are your non-negotiables for schools? Clark County School District varies enormously by zone. If schools are a top priority, we need to map that before we map anything else. I had a client, single guy, remote tech job, relocating from San Francisco, who came to me thinking he wanted Summerlin because that's what everybody told him. We talked for about 45 minutes and it became clear he wanted walkability, a nightlife proximity, a log and leave lifestyle, and he didn't care about the schools because he had no kids. Summerlin was completely wrong for him. We ended up finding him a condo near the arts district that he absolutely loves. He's in the middle of everything he actually wanted. The neighborhood that is right for you exists in this valley, but you have to know yourself before you can find it. So if this video was helpful, and I genuinely hope it was, I want to make sure you walk away with more than just what you've heard. I put together a free Las Vegas relocation guide that goes even deeper than this neighborhood by neighborhood breakdown, cost of living comparison, new construction versus resale analysis, school district maps, the questions you need to ask before you make any decisions. It's everything I go through with a relocation client in our first conversation, packaged up and completely free. The link is in the description. Download it, read it, share it with your partner or whoever you're making this decision with. And if you're at the point where you want to have a real conversation, not a sales pitch, just a real strategy session about your move, reach out to me directly. My contact information is in the description. DM me on Instagram. I respond personally. This is literally what I do every day, and I'd rather spend 30 minutes helping you get the right information now than have you call me 6 months after a decision that didn't work out. Download the guide and let's talk. Las Vegas is one of the most misunderstood cities in America, and that's especially true when it comes to where people actually live. The Strip is not your neighborhood. The casinos are not your community. The real Las Vegas is right here in these streets, these subdivisions, these parks where kids play on Saturday mornings and neighbors actually know each other's names. The right neighborhood changes everything. It changes your commute, your kids' schools, your social life, your property value, your daily happiness. It's not a detail. It's the whole decision. Do it right, and Las Vegas will give you more than you came for. My name is Chriscashjalem. Neighbor first, realtor always, builder by nature. Las Vegas is for sale. Let me help you find your piece of it. I'll see you on the next one.